Yo, what's up everyone, it's me JF, and welcome back for another Monster Hunter Wilds video. Today, I will showcase my Sword and Shield elemental build, so that you can shred monsters' health bar using their elemental weaknesses like a true Monster Hunter pro. So without further ado, let's go! But before we start, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check my previous Sword and Shield build videos. But for now, let's head into my equipment. So for this time, I will go to the armor setup first, since all the pieces and decorations that I've been using for each element is just the same. But later, I will give all the elemental weapons that I've been using, and also some of my recommendations, so let's go with the armor first. For the headgear and the legs, I'm using the Gormagala Beta pieces to unlock the Black Eclipse skill, which give us a damage boost when we are aggressively hitting the monster. Coalescence from the headgear also boosts some of the elemental damages when activated. And also, antivirus from the Gormagala Greaves give us an extra affinity when recovering from the Frenzy virus. As for the rest of the set, I'm still using the mixture of Arcveiled and Guardian Arcveiled pieces to get the maximum weakness exploit. And also, I always choose the beta option for the armors for more decoration slot, because I'm more comfortable on personalizing the decos and skills that I'm using to the highest extent rather than having a random skills coming from the alpha versions. For the talisman, I'm using the Chain Charm, which gives me burst skill to even boost further my raw and elemental damage. As for the mantle, I'm using the Corrupted Mantle to partner it up with the boost coming from Frenzy virus. But feel free to use any mantles like Rocksteady or Evasion, if you prefer having a more balanced setup between damage and survivability. Before going to weapon, let's talk about armor decoration first. For the level 3 slots, I'm using Chain Jewel level 3 to further level up my burst skill. Phoenix Jewel will be placed on my level 2 decoration slot to increase my coalescence for additional elemental damage, while Divine Blessing, Medicine, and Adapt Jewel will fill up my level 1 slot, just like with my previous video, for comfort and survivability. I also put some Sane Jewel to max out my antivirus skill for affinity increase when recovering from the virus. This armor set and decorations will be the one we are using for all the type of elemental weaknesses. The only thing that will change is the weapon we are using for different type of monster, so let's go with the weapons. Let's start with Dragon Element. Dragon Element is so popular because it's almost act as the new Raw. What I mean by that is that almost majority of the monster has a slight weakness against to it, or if not, it's neutral. With that in mind, it's safe to say that you can use Dragon Element on most of your hands without having problem on monster elemental resistances. So let's go with the weapon I'm using. For the Dragon Element, I'm using the Gormagala weapon. Aside from the fact that it looks so amazing, it comes with the maximum level of critical element, which is a huge boost on our elemental build. It also comes with 294 raw damage, 20% affinity, 200 Dragon Element, white sharpness, and a 3-2-1 decoration slot. I didn't use the Arcveiled weapons even though it has a high raw damage. It's because I didn't like the skill that comes from it. For the decos, you can just put some crit boost level 3 and crit boost level 2 to have a huge damage when landing critical hits. You can also put either expert jewel or attack boost for this slot, depends on your choice. But for me, I like the critical boost better since landing critical hits are much more easy because of the maximum weakness exploit and the wound system. Another weapon option is the Artean weapons. Artean weapons are really good for elemental builds compared to raw and status build, since majority of it gives higher elemental power compared on the some of the rarity 8 monster weapons. What's also good with Artean weapon is it usually comes with a 3-3 slot for decorations. With that, you always put high level jewels for a huge increase on the level of the skill of your choice. It can also be upgraded furthermore by a reinforce, in which you have a chance to get more damage, affinity, or sharpness, depends on your luck. The only cons of this weapon is that they don't have a passive skills, and they also have a poor sharpness, so having a 1-2 sharpness reinforced roll is a must, or you can just slot a handicraft jewels to extend its sharpness, but overall, it's a good weapon choice. So let's go with the fire element. For the fire element, I'm using the Rattle of Sword and Shield that comes with 280 raw damage, 10% affinity, 250 fire element, white sharpness, and a 3-2-1 deco slot. It also comes with an amazing critical boost level 3. As for the decos, I'm putting a crit element handicraft since crit element is a good skill to max out when using a elemental build. If you don't have any crit element handicraft jewel, you can just put a simple crit element jewel level 3 so that it's automatically maxed out. For the 2-in-1 slot, feel free to put additional crit boost jewel to max it out or expert jewel for affinity or attack boost for raw damage, depends on your choice, or on the jewels that you have. For the rest of the elements, I'm just using the Artian weapon variants for thunder, water, and ice. But for ice element, I also recommend using the Jindahad weapon since it comes with a whopping 350 ice element. The only thing I don't want about this weapon is the guard passive skill because I haven't used it quite a lot. I also did a side-by-side comparison of the Ice Artian and the Jindahad, and the difference is barely noticeable, so feel free to use any of the two. As for the decorations, it's pretty much the same with the first two weapons that I mentioned. Just make sure to have crit element max out on every element build to have a boosted critical damage. Now that we're done with everything, time to put it in the real hands. I'm going to hunt Gor Magala and use Fire element at the first half of the hunt, then switching to Dragon element on the second half for showcase. Enjoy the rest of the video and consider subscribing if you find this video helpful. Thank you and see you again on my next video.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared? I bet we could use those floating rocks up there to our advantage. one, Ray! Looking weak! Almost there! That's my partner!